Alright, I'm making this quick video to see if I can get it to pop off. See if I can get uh, some serious viewers on this. A lot of people are getting even more into this game. And I've been seeing a ton in my feed of new people playing the game. And this one topic, I feel like, is probably the greatest debate topic ever. I was reading the Reddit, and I just came to an interesting conclusion. About what I think would be ideally better. So, alright. The romances in the game, I think River is probably the contention. And so what led me to debate why this would be a good idea to debate this topic, mainly the replacement for River, because he's just not good enough, in my opinion, and a lot of people are kind of in that same boat. I think River would probably look better if he just always looked like this. Because if he looked like NCPD, or like if he had better style, he would be a better character, but I still don't feel like that would alone justify him to be a romance option. Because how his story goes, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of room for romance. And so in general, I think he's just a better I think he deserves to have somebody, but I don't think it should be V. And I think he's best left as the friend character, like Zeke from Infamous. Now, if I was going to pick who I think would be the best romances, I would also delete Panam, because I don't like Panam nearly at all. I've played the game 5 or 6 times, and I really just think that her romance is way too finicky, because if you do what you would think would be the natural responses to what a woman says, then you actually fail to do her romance. You actually have to be flirty the entire time and press her buttons the whole time and like overstep your boundaries the whole time in order to get her to like you. You have to pick very specific options in order for her to romance you. So if you hold back and you stay respectful, she doesn't feel a spark, and so she doesn't think you really like her, and so she doesn't do the romance with you in the tank. So instead, you have to like actually be an asshole and like push all of the boundaries and not take no for an answer, even though she keeps shutting you down over and over, which doesn't feel like it makes a whole lot of sense, and I don't like her romance because of that. I don't like River because it's inappropriate. It just feels like what we're talking about and the content with him, he never does a date. Like, it's never an actual romance. It's just, hey, I'm going to spring having the hots for you because you saved my nephew on you. And I just feel like that's such a not good thing. Like, just the context of it would turn any woman off. Even someone as capable as V, no woman would want to go within a 10-foot pole of some guy whose idea of a date is finding his lost child character. And we let the kids win, so it's not something up until you play the video game with the kids where you feel like there's any sort of spark potential at all, and then he just springs it on you because of Joss, and I don't like it. I know she's trying to be be there for him, and she's the one that kind of springs it on you. But still, it's just like it felt like an afterthought. It doesn't feel appropriate. You don't have enough history with him. He never takes you out on any actual romantic date, and so it just feels like you have one of two options. A, give into him, fuck him for the night just so he gets some and then leave. But then he gets all butthurt because he only got the one night. Or don't. And I feel like don't is even better because it's just really wrong. Just getting involved with River at all is really wrong. So I don't like Pan Am either because I just don't like... I don't think... I don't like her at all, period. I don't like Pan Am, like, at all. I think she is...
You got a family?
In terms of how she interacts with the Aldecaldos, that's fine. I can see where she's coming from in some circumstances, but I still feel like Saul is the better leader and is taking the more practical, cautious approach. And I don't think that's necessarily wrong. I think it's just different. I don't think he's done anything to really put the Aldecaldos in a position where they're fucked. I never saw Saul as somebody who was incapable of continuing on as they were. I think they were sticking their head where it didn't belong, and then they lost people for it. And they all want Pan Am style because they are those kinds of people. Like, Pan Am style is, hey, this is what the Aldecaldos were all about. So she feels like the more traditionalist approach because what they actually want to do is go on raids and, like, become more powerful. And she's more of, like, the stronger by getting more shit and being like Negan. So she's like Negan, and Saul's like... Saul's trying to and succeeding better than fucking... Gosh, why am I forgetting Andrew's character name? I can't remember what Andrew's character name is from The Walking Dead. Fuck. All I remember is him saying Coral, but you get what I mean. Like, that's the comparison. She's more gung ho and he's more cautious. Is essentially what it is. But both of them, I don't feel like either of them deserve to be in the romance pool, and somebody suggested Saul, and I was like, no. The way their story plays out, it's not romantic. There's no room for that. It's not a natural thing that you can... Romance is something you just fall into naturally, and it just works. Yeah. And it's all about each other. And I just don't... I feel like although Pan Am has those aspects and they're flirty and it can go somewhere, I don't think it was the right romance. I feel like Carrie is the best option for anybody because he is romantic. Like, all of the stuff that happens with him in the story does feel like the natural way things should go. And Judy's story, I think, is better just because it has more substance, and then she does take you on an actual date. Like, hers is the most romantic thing that happens. And I think Judy, generally speaking, is in tune with what the player should experience in terms of what a romance should be. So I don't have a problem with Judy. In the case of how she's written. I'm really trying not to spoil the actual plot points of why I think this. But I would not get rid of Judy, and I would not get rid of Carrie, because they both feel to me like the correct choices. However, River and Pan Am, I would get rid of them. I would swap Pan Am with Rita, because everybody loves Rita. She's like a fan favorite, and you only get to talk to her like the one time. I really feel like she should have had more substance. And so as far as the straight option for male V, I would probably put Rita in there. But I would also probably actually say, I would actually more so feel like Femme V should just be double gay. And the reason why I'm arguing that Rita should be the male V pick and not the female V pick, so that it's Judy and Rita, which was my original thought. I was like, you know what? Instead of River, I feel like people would rather, because the audience is mostly male, and if you pick female V, I feel like it's just better to have her have two gay options instead of one gay, one straight option, because you don't interact with enough dudes that I feel like could fill River's place. Because all you really have is Reed. And I don't think Reed, for the most part, is a good option. I don't think he has anything in his heart for romance. He's a very pragmatic, stoic character, and he's by the book, and he's too critical. And not critical as in critical of you. I mean critical as in he's a crit character. Like, that's what he is. He's like a sharp blade, and I just don't think he has any reason to like V more than as compatriots, and that's it. Oh yeah, you can. No, we're not doing that. But anywho, so I don't think Reed's an option because he doesn't strike me as a character that you could have any sort of chemistry with, and so the problem is there's too many girl potentials and not enough men. That's the problem. I don't think that Hands is a good option. Somebody suggested Hands. I thought at first it might be okay for FemV to have Hands just because of status. I mean, that would be a power play. Just because Hands is the greatest fixer. In my opinion, he's the best of all time. But the only other straight option I could really think of would be a 100% guaranteed success, just because of the overall time you spend with him. People were saying it's a total jerk off to pick this role because you're essentially just jerking yourself off because you can never have a real, like, physical relationship with this character. But I actually think that if you took River out and just put Johnny as the FemV option, I wouldn't be mad about that necessarily, because he's already straight and you're already also going for the straight option. So I don't think that it would be far-fetched for them to figure it out and make that work. I think you have, especially because the game wants you to get a certain amount of chemistry with Johnny, and you get a huge amount of percent by letting him take over the body. I'm at 75. I was at 40 before, and you can get this to 100. I just really think that if you were going to have the straight option, that Johnny would be the play. Now, if you're going to take my argument and support the double gay option for female, because the audience is mostly male anyway, so that wouldn't be a huge game deal breaker, and then the girls would just have to, the girl players of the fan base would just have to kind of go, yeah, well, it's a game for guys, or I don't know. It's not a great argument, but oh shit, did I fuck up? He was supposed to give me his pistol. Oh, good. All right, cool. I wanted his pistol. But anywho, so if you were going to take the double gay option, I have two other better characters for you. If you keep Judy and then give FemV another gay option instead of having River, because everyone just colloquially hates River that much. There's not a lot of people that like River. I would actually put all four of these characters in the running for the second option, for the second gay option for female V. It would be, I would give you Rita, but I'm assigning Rita to the male V. But if I couldn't have that, I would still give Rita to the female V, because I don't think Rita's sexuality is established, so you could actually have her go both ways. And because people like Rita, so that's one of them. But that's not the strongest picks. The other three are Miss Cassell, because some of the girls that I've seen playing the game, when they first interact with Aurora, they're like, holy shit, I want to romance this character. And I'm like, that sounds kind of interesting. So if they were going to do a double gay pick, I think Aurora Cassell would be good. But the problem is she gets killed. So that's kind of an issue. So they would have to have structured the story differently so that she doesn't die and is an option. Like maybe there's a way to spare her, and by doing that, then you can do dates with her or whatever. Like that would be the you're in, is you have to make sure she doesn't die by convincing Reed that it's a better option to leave them alive, and then you get with Aurora, and she might even help you with Hanson. Like that would probably be a better way they could have done it. But if I can't have Aurora, then I think the natural pick is Alex, because she already kind of looks like she could pass for either gender at this point, and I don't think any women would be too opposed to having either Judy or Alex as their romance options. Now, I understand people would criticize this, like, no, because V has, like, one straight and one gay option, so the female has to also have that. But the reason I'm arguing against it is because the only other dudes you interact with, like, it are in side content, and it's just that one-off thing. So, like, I don't really feel like anyone really has a lot of substance or the ability to be written that way besides Johnny. Or you could swap Carrie's sexuality, but then that kind of screws over the charm that Carrie has, because Carrie, I think, is better as the gay option for male V. Like, I really feel like Carrie's, like, flawless. So I wouldn't want to give Carrie over to female V just to match that precedent. And that's it. Other than that, you have the suicide guy in the apartment who dies, depending on how you handle his turtle. You have the boxing dude who gives you his car. I don't know if that's Paco. I don't remember what his fucking name is. But you don't have chemistry with any of these side characters. Or one of the fixers. But then at that point, I would be like, well, still, like, the girls are better. Like, I feel like girl-girl relationships in this game make more sense in general because they didn't give you enough meat on the bones with the dudes. Like, they just did not. River's not good enough, and I don't feel like anyone besides Johnny can meet the call to action in the sense of it making sense story-wise. And again, Alex is right there. Like, she does, like, a great job at turning your average straight girl who would play this game a little bit gay for a little while. Alex is great. I don't know how any girl could see Alex and not go, yeah, I want to try that out. You know, so I feel like I don't think it would be insulting to the female audience of this game to have two girls as your only options, because they wouldn't be able to complain about River anymore. And I haven't seen a whole lot of girl gamers saying, oh yeah, I'm definitely down for River. Like, I just saw a couple of comments where they're like, I played the game 5 times. I'm a girl, I played the game 5 times, and I never once went for River, and I did go for Judy. And I'm like, see, there you go. There's the fucking evidence right there. Like, you guys it came from a girl, so obviously that should be all the evidence you need that a double gay option wouldn't hurt their feelings. Like, or Johnny, because I just feel like Johnny's the natural straight woman pick. Like, he's got everything you need as a character, and then your bond only deepens the more you play the game. It's not perfect. He is an engram. I understand that, but I still think he's amazingly better than River in every way. He hits all of the check marks, and I'm sure they could figure it out. I think that he would be the complete package. He is an asshole. Rogue hates him. I don't think Rogue is a bad option either for Fem V, because she kind of already does do you in the girl body if Johnny's driving. So I don't think she's too opposed to gender as something that would stop her from forming a romance. But the other thing is she's like older than you, so I don't think Rogue would be the best pick. I think Aurora, Rita, and Alex are great. But then there's the final option, and I think this one is going to get a lot of people on my side here, especially because I think it's just better. Like it's still better than River. So take away River and instead give Femv Judy and give Femv Somi at the end. Like, let's say she does all of what she does, and I understand she betrays V, but I feel like Femv could find potentially another way to save herself. And I also feel like Femv's natural decision making would lead to Somi launching off to space and getting cured. But I think that there is enough potential there where you could have her come back from space fully healed, and she would be smart enough to figure out, okay, how do I help V now that I'm like powered up? Like, how do I make it so that I'm not a total asshole? I don't feel like Somi is generally malicious. I think she just kind of played the cards she had. And if you don't betray her and you stick with her, you get way stronger just because of her, like, add-on, like, her quantum tuner. Like, that thing is fucking broken. So, like, everything about the way Somi's story goes, I honestly feel like she has the potential to be even a better option than River. However, all of those characters would require either a significant rewrite or more DLC to make it work. And so, unfortunately, we got stuck with who we got stuck for. But if it was a perfect world, like if I was in charge of the writing and I had the ability to make Femv have a better romance, I would throw River right away because he's garbage. I would replace Panam for sure with Rita because I don't see any better option, and people love Rita. I have not seen a single person complain about Rita ever, and a lot of people have been complaining that Rita doesn't get enough screen time at all. Like, she's like one of the top characters. People cosplay Rita, and she only has like 2 lines in the game. So that's why I know I'm correct on picking Rita over Panam. I don't like Panam that much. She's a good friend character, same with River, but I don't think her romance is good enough. And I already made a video on this before, but I just wanted to make this new video because I don't know. I feel like that could be the case. If you guys have a better male option, I'm all ears, but you really don't get a whole lot of moments with any of the major male characters. And the other reason why I feel like Femv is just better as having double gay characters is because she ends up with Jackie at the beginning, and Jackie's the only other male character I could potentially see V with. Like, I don't feel like anyone besides Jackie would have really been a good romance pick. Well, and he's actually alive. And I feel like Johnny and Jackie would probably get along. Now, some people have suggested Takamura, and the reason why I actually now am backtracking and saying that's not a good option is because he's 100% Arasaka. He's a total traitor. He's a turncoat, and if you do Hanako's ending and you leave him alive, he's a piece of shit traitor. So no, he's not a good option, and don't even bother suggesting it because he will drop you at the turn of the hat. You aren't important to Takamura, all right? Just get that through your head that he does not give a fuck about you. And so I don't think he's a good option either off that. And if you don't like any of my picks or arguments, feel free to leave a comment. Tell me what you think would be the best pick. But in my humble opinion, from what the game has already given us and not adding anything new, I generally think that the best option for female V is going double gay with one of those characters. And I don't think that the female audience would complain too much because the options I did give them were good enough that they probably wouldn't complain about it. But it's up to you, man. It's up to you. Leave the comments. Tell me what you think would be better. I'm all ears. I'm excited to hear other people talking about this debate. I really enjoy it. It's really fun to talk about it because you can't have it anyway. So it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. It's all opinionated, but in my humble opinion, I think the solution is having two girls instead of River, because he sucks. He's really bad. And if you're not going to give me the two girls, then I honestly still think Johnny's the best. And I don't think there's anybody in the world who's a girl who would pass up Keanu Reeves in general. So I don't think you can beat me on this. This isn't something you'll win against me on if I was picking him, because just come on, just think about it. Just consider it for a couple minutes. Like, take a really long time to sit there and think about it, and you'll see what I'm talking about. You'll see what I mean. You'll see why I think I've got it going on here.